Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. I am recording this on during the first night of election night, and just needed a little break from looking at numbers to look at numbers on cryptocurrency, and it's kind of interesting to, just watch the two. I also took a quick look at futures markets for the S&P, and the early on it was quite interesting how it was moving, but ultimately my stance in my previous video about how the election is going to affect markets is uh, I believe it still stands. We're essentially it's not going to make that much of a crazy decision. It's not going to like reverse markets. I still believe that Bitcoin is going to be in a general macro uptrend. However, just looking at the day, so where I am, there's on Bitstamp or on Bitstamp here. There's the November 4th daily candle being printed, and today's or the 3rd of November closed above $14,000. Um, During the day, it was quite stagnant until we got to about I believe it was like 6 p.m. or something. Like we started getting some interesting price movements, and we saw this pretty stark incline, and just at $14,000 it kind of sank down. Anyway, uh, we're seeing some minimal volatility, if you want to call it volatility. Um, I see it no different than like what we've seen in the past, and I wouldn't necessarily like link it to the elections. However, we are trading in the upper 13,000s currently, and because of that, and among other things, I'd like to just bring us to the dominance chart. And this is mainly what I wanted to talk about today because I have been saying for the past past week uh, that we will be hitting this upper trend channel here, as we have been in September of 2019, as of December 2019, and the last recent one would have been in May. And every single time we hit it, we're making larger and larger curves down. And currently, right now, we did hit it, and we're currently Bitcoin dominance is at 64-65%, and we're really we closed above that on that line, and we're basically just on it. So just looking forward here, it's going to be extremely difficult. What looks to be with Bitcoin is that it's slowly trending up. However, the movement is minimal. I mean, on the 3rd of November, it was a almost 4% gain on the day. But essentially, also keep in mind that just 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, technically, um, we were trading like at around the like 13.5. So it looks like Bitcoin is slowing down. However, Bitcoin can do what it wants. But what we're really aiming for is for it to start moving sideways, to start cooling off a bit. Even a retrace would be acceptable in my view. When we look at the 20-week moving average, sorry, I already had it on. We're well above it. We're pretty much we're in good range here, even if we do dip even to $12,000. We still have good clearance above the 20-week, much like we were in the months of May, June, and we started trending sideways. We had good space and a cushion between the price and the 20-week moving average. So hopefully, even if we do retrace, it still goes like that. And that gives us two things. It fulfills the theory that this line of support is something that Bitcoin will be respecting. And if we do start moving sideways or even correct down, we might see this wick up, but but still close like underneath this line. And we might see something like we saw in May, where we kind of ride this line for a few days and then we start seeing a big trend downwards. And the only time when we see this like macro trend to the downside in Bitcoin dominance is when altcoins start to rally. So as you can see here, Ethereum is in this falling wedge pattern here. We're at the bottom line for quite a few days, and since the end of October, we've just been red candles for days, essentially getting to that bottom channel. So if Bitcoin does decide to move sideways or even retraces, we might see, and then Bitcoin moves sideways. The key word is sideways. We could start seeing Ethereum moving to the upside. That would also leave plays like Link, and I'll make a dedicated video about that later. But the main focus is dominance. We have hit this channel. Expect it to start a reversal or even ride this line. And even if it wicks up, I wouldn't be too concerned. We did see that, and we even peaked above it in May. So I'm not terribly concerned if dominance goes beyond this line for a few percentage points. I'm perfectly okay with that. If we start seeing giant green candles like what we saw in the mid of October, where we have three good green candles to the upside of dominance, that might be a little concerning. I'll remind you, uh, uh, this green candle in May, end of May, spiked up to about 70%, where it was normally trading at 66. So it can go up like 3% and wick up that way. The main concern is will it close under it, and what we saw in the end of May is that it did close underneath this line here. So that's what I'm kind of holding on to, and this is what's really keeping my attention. I doubt that the election will prove to move this dominance in any way. Just like how I say that I doubt that the election's going to move this price in any dramatic sort of way. So that's something to keep in mind, and something that I'd like to remind you guys and keep you posted on is just looking at this dominance, because where dominance is trending ultimately affects altcoins. And I did briefly look at Ethereum, but also Uniswap. When I did see that touch, coincidentally, Uniswap did come down to the price of my second limit order. So I did buy. I can't remember the exact. I think it was like 327 or something. So we're right on that price. We're at 15,322 sats. So I bought in this range, and again, as I mentioned before, I was prepared to ride this down all the way down to 90%. Sorry, I think I moved that too high. 90% essentially from the wick. That's really what I'm prepared to do. And even if it goes below 90%, I'm holding this for the duration of this cycle, just to see where Uniswap goes. There's no price history beyond the month of September. So it's this is like kind of like my small investment into a promising project, with some kind like that will greatly benefit if altcoins really start to rally. But just thought I'd make a quick update there that I did buy a position at this level of Bitcoin dominance, and we'll see in the coming days what dominance will do, and ultimately what Bitcoin's price will do. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button down below. If you really liked it, hit subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.